So one of the funniest parts about Breaking Dawn is that Bella was desperately, desperately trying to live her hashtag boy mom fantasy because she was convinced that her little bebe, that was her nudger, was going to be a boy, that she was going to be named Edward Jacob. And the way that she fantasized about this little baby boy, this little baby boy had Edward's green eyes when he was human. Like it was going to be a little mini Edward. Even when she is unaliving on the table, she's like, my little EJ, and her brain, like as she takes her last breaths. But we all know it's not Edward Jacob, right? It's Rolaska Talks who gets born. It's a girl. This question often gets asked, like, what if little Edward Jacob had come to fruition? Would the wolf pack, the Quileute tribe, and the Cullens just have torn each other apart? Now, what you have to remember is that Jacob imprinting on a little baby was always endgame for Miss Stephenie Meyer. Like as much time as she spends on a little baby EJ on Bella's hashtag boy mom fantasy, she never considered this for a second, because when she initially wrote Twilight, the next book she was writing was called Forever Dawn. Bella and Jacob were barely friends, but even in that book, Jacob imprints on this random baby. There was no love affair between Bella and Jacob in this initial sequel that was happening, but Jacob still randomly imprints on little Rolaska Talks just a couple weeks later when he first sees her at Charlie's house. So EJ is not something that Stephenie Meyer ever took seriously. Like I don't know why I think it's interesting that she had Bella kind of like fall in love with EJ only to be like, aww. But I do think, unfortunately, if EJ had, like if for some reason she'd been forced to go with that plot point that it was going to be a boy, she would have had Leah imprint. If the boy wolves can imprint, the girl wolves can imprint too, I'm assuming, and that Leah would have ended up chained to that little boy. We can at least say Leah escaped with something.